Hey everyone, welcome to Downward Dog Rising. It's Tracy here. I'm going to give you some techniques to help you get rid of sciatic pain, because sometimes when you're driving for long periods, or if you run far and you don't stretch, you can compress your back and then you could start to get pain running down your legs. So you don't want to just stretch the outside like the IT band of your hip and thigh, because it won't help. It might even make it worse. Clams can also make it worse. So I'm going to give you a little routine to help you get rid of that pain of sciatica if you ever feel that. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to have you start off lying down on your mat. And then if you have a Pilates ring, I want you to grab it. If you have a ring, if you don't, you can use a yoga block. That's going to work. Place the block between your knees. Keep hips stable, hips to sky. And then what I want you to do, let's backtrack. Let's just do a small couple pelvic tilts. Tighten your core, tilt hip bones back to navel, 12 o'clock. And then inhale, tilt hip bones forward, however is comfortable. Avoid back pain, but roll hips towards 6 o'clock pubic bone, and then roll back to 12 o'clock navel. Just to give your low back a little release. Tighten the core to your spine. Inhale, exhale. Just rocking back and forth. Tighten your core to your spine. Remember, you're not smashing your back in the mat. You're scooping the abdominal wall into the length of your spine. 4 and 3. Do a little pelvic tilt back. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Neutral spine is in between those two tilts. So your two hip bones, the anterior superior iliac spines, are in the same plane of alignment as the pubic symphysis, the pubic bone. So you have the same plane, nothing's higher or lower. So now that your hips are straight, you're in your neutral spine, you could either take your yoga block like this, place it between your knees, and you would inhale, exhale, squeeze, feel inner thighs engage, and then gently release. Inhale, exhale, squeeze, keep hips neutral, gently release. If you have a Pilates ring, you're going to go between inner thighs, not directly on the knee bone. Keep the length here between ribs and hips. Chest is open. Tighten your core. Squeeze. And then gently release. So you exhale. Squeeze your ring. Think of your two hip points traveling tight across. Activate transversus abdominis. It's a horizontal line. Exhale. Scoop tight to your center. Exhale without letting pelvis rock forward or back. Keep it neutral. 6. Squeeze your circle. Gently release. 5. And 4, squeeze that ring, scoop the core in tight. 3 more, and 2 more. Last one, excellent. Gently release your circle. Now take your yoga block. Now place your yoga block between your knees, between your inner thighs. Keep your spine in neutral. So tailbone long, scoop the core tight, press no weight in the neck. You don't want a big pillow under your head, keep neck long. And then the weight goes across mid-back, shoulder blades right in the center. Place those blades on the mat, stretch the arms long, take a deep inhalation. Now stretch tailbone away, your hip hinging. Feel length here through the front of the hips and thighs. Really scoop core tight, and then bring hips to mat. So we want to stabilize lumbar spine, stretch tailbone long, press into all 4 corners of your feet, chest is open, no weight in neck, lower straight down. You're trying to keep hips level, glutes level, scoop the core in tight, squeeze that block, and lower straight to mat. 7 more, go straight up, really feel the front of those hips lengthening, tailbone long, come straight to mat. 6 more, exhale. Scoop core in tight, lower straight to mat. 5 more, press into all 4 corners of your feet, chest is open. Bring hips simultaneously. We're trying not to rock one hip lower than the other. Straight back to mat. And exhale, scoop in, really stretch tailbone away. 4 more. Bring hips down simultaneously. 3, tighten your core all the way to the spine. That'll help get rid of any wobbling side to side. 2 more. Straight to mat, and last one. Press the hinge of the hips up, integrate ribs, lower pelvis straight to mat. Excellent. All right, next exercise. Think of your 2 hip bones straight across anterior, superior iliac spines. Now imagine a belt coming straight across the hips. Like, you have to really think about hip bones pull tight together. Just think, hip bones tighten across. Just want to get that horizontal belt, transversus abdominis. Now what I want you to do, without twisting your pelvis, let your knee come to the side. Breathe in, your ribs expand. Now pull those 2 hip bones closer together. Exhale, come center. Remember, you're not twisting your pelvis. Just let your leg go to the side. Feel the inner thigh. Scoop the core tight. Pull back in. Now do 1 leg at a time. Your hips stay straight to the ceiling. Pull those hip points tight together. Avoid rotating hips. Inhale. Now exhale. Make sure back is on the mat. Inhale, side, hips are to sky. Exhale, you're going to feel the low back drop into the mat because that transversus is tightening across. Exhale, inhale, chest open, your hips face the sky. Exhale, 4 more. Inhale, exhale, feel those ribs come around. Ribs knit together. 3 more, keep the spine long. Inhale. Exhale 2 more times. You're going to inhale side, exhale center, inhale side, keeping hips to sky. 1 more. Inhale, exhale. 1 more. Inhale, exhale. Awesome. Now just reach under the knees, hug knees to chest for a second. Let your back release against the mat. Inhale, exhale, release your back. We're going to need a Pilates ring. Hopefully you have one. If you don't have one, you could use a stretchy band or a rubber band. Wrap it around your legs, and you're going to resist and push legs sideways into it. If you have a ring, make sure it's the standard size ring and not the little one, because you want to be able to walk your feet inside of it. And like, you never want to stick the ring on a bony landmark just because it'll hurt the bone. It'll be uncomfortable. So you wouldn't want to go right on top of the edge of the knee because that would hurt. So you would just get off the knee, go a little bit to the thigh. And then what I want you to do, you're in your neutral spine, you have the ring, not directly on the knee, just so it's on the thigh. Now tighten the core, narrow the hip points, zip up. Now push into the ring without dipping pelvis forward or rolling it back, just stay in neutral. Squeeze sides of thighs, squeeze the sides of those thighs, push, resist into the ring, and then gently release. Push into the ring, and then gently release. Push into the ring, and release, and 7. You're going to feel sides of thighs, those abductors, push into the ring, resist, and 6, tailbone long, your spine is neutral. 5, exhale, press out. 4 more, you're going to press out, tighten the core to your spine. 3 more, exhale. 2 more. And last one, I'm going to send this to one of my clients in case he has trouble with his back. So I'm going to send this to him so it'll help him. And I thought I'd share it with you. Last one. And release. Good. Now we're going to add on. I want you to press the legs sideways into your circle as you bridge straight up off the mat. So scoop core tight, 2 hip points, draw together, press into all 4 corners of your feet, push legs into the ring. Sometimes it adjusts. You might have to readjust. It doesn't feel like it's falling. Tailbone long, push the legs out, feel the sides of those hips and thighs, lower the pelvis down. Inhale, exhale, push into all 4 corners of your feet. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, 8, tailbone long. We're just doing a hip hinge bridge. Squeeze those glutes, tailbone long. Lower straight back to mat. 6, press into the edges of the ring. So I know my left glute isn't working as much as my right because my left hamstring's cramping up. Mind, body, hips level. Get those glutes to fire. Maybe touch the glutes, turn them on. Straight up, slow. Try to get both sides turned on. There, the cramp went away. Come straight back to mat. 4, up, press into your circle, scoop core tight, no weight in neck. 3, exhale, press into the ring. And then 2 more. Core is strong. And last one, exhale, press into your ring. And gently release. Awesome. So now we're going to take the ring away. Now that you just did that, crisscross one ankle over the knee. If you already have a stretch, stay here. No need to lift bottom leg up. And if you want to decompress your hip a little bit, you could take either hand. Avoid putting pressure directly on the knee joint. Press against the inner thigh just to give space right here in the hip socket. You could push your inner thigh out for a moment. Decompress that hip joint for a sec. Release that hip. Breathe. Now, if you want to go deeper into the lateral hip and glute, reach under the back of this thigh. Use this right elbow to press right inner thigh out. Flex your feet. Flexing the feet will energetically protect knees and open the hips. So just breathe. Let that low back lengthen against the mat. Inhale, exhale. So I wanted to activate the muscles. Now we're going to stretch them. Inhale, exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. Exhale. Two more times. Breathing in, breathing out. Exhale. For some of you, this might be too much, lifting your leg up. So just stay here, putting pressure against inner thigh, not on the knee. That'll help create some space there in that hip joint. One more deep inhale here. And softly, gently release. Take this leg down. Now cross opposite ankle over the knee, above or below, like that. If it was too tight or up here, never directly put pressure right on that joint. Now, if this is good, stay here. Maybe take opposite hand or same palm. Never put pressure on knee. Go to that inner thigh. And then gently just guide that knee. Give that inner thigh a little bit more external rotation. Release that hip socket. Inhale, exhale. So you're just decompressing right at the top of the joint. Inhale. Exhale. Feel spine long on mat. Inhale. Exhale. Just want to decompress that left hip joint. Inhale. Exhale. And one last time, take a deep inhale. Exhale, softly release. Now you can either stay here. If it's not too much of a stretch, you can lift up bottom leg. If that's too much on your back or your hip, then avoid. Flex both of your feet, energetically protecting your hips, your knees. And it energetically will open the hips a little deeper. Use that left elbow to guide left inner thigh away from you. Couple deep inhales, exhales here. Inhale, exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale. Two more times. You'll feel your low back elongate against the mat. Inhale, exhale. And one more time. Deep inhale. Exhale, softly, gently release. Wonderful. Slowly release your leg. Okay, what I want you to do next, I want you to turn to your side. And then basically, I'm going to have you could use a yoga block as a pillow, or you could use an actual pillow, whatever helps to give your neck support. So if you had your head supported like that, that's fine. I like to use my bottom arm, and then I just curl it. I just like that. And then I support my head and my neck that way. Notice how I just stacked my knees and my ankles. My knees are bent. And I'm not going to have you do clam, because sometimes clam can actually make that sciatic pain even worse. So I don't want you to do clam. I want you to make sure your 2 hip bones are straight, level, all the way across. And then I want you to think of a hydrant exercise, like the dog lifting his leg up on a hydrant. So your knees, your ankles are stacked. You scoop the abdominals deeply into your spine. Now I'm going to have you just lift this leg and really engage the side of your hip and glute, and then lower the leg down. Make sure that you're not rocking your hips or pelvis. So you scoop in tight, 8, and then 7, you're just moving that leg, and 6, feel that side of your hip and glute, 5, tighten those 2 hip points together in front, 4, tailbone long, 3, squeeze the side of that hip and glute, 2 more. And last one. Okay, I want you to rest for a moment. And just think of like pulling that hip away from those ribs. Keep a straight line so you're not hip hiking. Tighten core to low back. You could press palm into the mat or make a fist. That way you're not letting your shoulder ride up. You're going under the shoulder blade in your back. Okay, we're going to do circles. We don't want to do this. We're not doing ankle circles. We're going to circle from hip to knee. Isolate this femur bone. The leg goes up. Now the femur bone travels back. Watch how I'm not moving my pelvis. Scoop in tight, come back around. So you're going to inhale, exhale, scoop in tight. So we're stabilizing pelvis. Scoop the core to your spine. Think tailbone long, 8. Shortening the lever. Instead of doing a straight leg circle and making it shorter, closer to your center. Want to stabilize that spine. 6, tighten the core to your back. 5, neutral spine. 4, keep the hips stabilized. 3, scoop core tight, only the leg moves. 2, and last one, exhale. Come in, rest for a moment. So we went back, around, and forward. Now we're going to lift the leg, come forward, go up, and then go back. Tighten the core. Think of those 2 hip bones pulling tight together. Inhale, exhale. We need our obliques wrapping around sides of waist, like wring out a wet towel. Sides of waist, 7. Inhale, exhale. Blades down, back, 6. Inhale, exhale, reach, 5. Tighten core to spine, 4. And 3, 2, stabilize back, and last one, excellent. And then just bring that leg down, maybe extend it in front just to get that hip to rest. Side of hip and glute. I'm going to give you an oblique lift where you have your legs in a single file line. And we think of the sides of our ribs wrapping around us. The core scoops tight to the back. We want to decompress our low back lumbar vertebra. And then if there's ever pain when you do this, then you would just back off. You're not ready to do this. So don't do it. Avoid it. But when you get stable enough, it'll actually feel good to decompress. It's like tailbone lengthens. Make sure the heels are not out in front of the hips. For this exercise, you need to be in a straight single file line. Shoulders, hips, knees, ankles. Keep that alignment. Scoop the core tight. You can make a fist, palm down. Lift both legs. What can happen if you don't have the core strength? What could happen is your hips can roll forward and your knees can bend like that, and that's not going to work. That's not the exercise. So if that happens to you, we're going to make it easier for you. Instead of lifting both legs, it's still going to be hard, but we'll make it easier. The top leg lifts up, it stays up, and you work on either energetically lengthening the bottom leg away. So you just think lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. If you're not strong enough, that leg doesn't want to lift, no worries. Just energetically think of elongating that inner thigh to meet the top thigh. And then when you're ready, you would just lift and down. Exhale, tighten core, lift and down. I'll do 5 like that. So this way is going to be a little less challenging than having both legs lift. So your hips are squared. Try 5 with both legs lifting. And 4. Tighten core to spine. 3. Tailbone long, scoop in. Think of bringing out a wet towel, sides of waist. 2 more, exhale. And last one. Excellent. So then we're getting into that stability of the pelvis. Your core is strong, sides of waist are working. Try 5 more. 5, 4, tighten core to spine. 3, and then 2 more. And last one. Excellent. Now I want you to slowly bend the knees in. And then when we change positions, you don't want to just jump up, because when you're lying down, your blood pressure can change fast to when you get up, orthostatic hypotension. So just give yourself a second. Breathe in, breathe out, and then lengthen head away from tailbone. Now slowly come up, slow. Just give your body a chance for the blood pressure to regulate. That way you don't see stars. And then we just flip the legs to the other side. We're almost done. Then we're gonna lie back down, place your head on a pillow. You could use a yoga block or a real pillow, like that, whatever works for you. And then you just want to make sure your hips are squared, so that straight line across those 2 hip bones, anterior, superior, iliac spine. And then you want to feel like you could push the palm into the mat, or the palm or the fist. That way you're not like scrunching up into your ears and then getting all this tight. Relax. And then what I want you to do here, you're going to have your knees and ankles stacked. And then just want you to do that fire hydrant. So tighten the core into the back and then lower down. Engage the side of your hip. The leg lifts up. The leg lowers down. 8. Straight back to mat. 7. Tighten core to spine. And 6. Straight up. Straight back to mat. 5. Tighten core to spine. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more times. Squeeze that side of hip and thigh. Scoop the core tight. And last one. Wonderful. Lower down. Rest for a moment. And then we're going to do circles just from hip socket to knee joint. Hip to knee. So press palm into mat. Tighten the core to your back. Feel how it opens the front of the hip and the thigh. Squeeze the side of your hip and glute. Come back in. Inhale, exhale. So this is a Pilates fundamental that we use before we do leg circles. Stabilizing pelvis, lumbar spine. 7, tighten core to low back, scoop in. 6, abdominals connect. 5 and 4, want to work the muscles, side of hip and glute. And 3, want to stabilize your spine. By stabilizing spine, we're hoping to help get that pain out of that thigh. You can have your spine be stable so it doesn't radiate pain. 2, we don't want the nerves getting compressed in the back. Last one, pause. Good. And then we're going to go the opposite way. So your hips do not move. Hips are stable. Pelvic girdle stability, just the leg moves. You lift up and circle around. Inhale, exhale. It's just the femur bone doing circles. Tighten core to spine. Squeeze side of hip and thigh. And 8. Getting into those rotators. And 7, external rotators. And 6, tighten the core to your back. 5, around and back. 4, 3, stabilize the ankles, the femur bone doing the circles. 2 more, tailbone long, and last one. Exhale, wonderful. So that'll give you a slight burn over here. Inhale, exhale. Awesome. Release that hip. And then we're going to go into that straight leg oblique lift. So you straighten the legs, you stack them. One leg is directly on top of the other. And then if this is too much and you go to lift your legs, your hips roll forward, your knees bend, it doesn't work for you, then you're going to take top leg into the air, tailbone long, scoop the core tight, Fist or palm press into the mat, and then you would lift the bottom leg. Stabilize pelvis, lift your bottom leg. Tighten core to spine, just that leg moves. So you could do 10 of those. And then if you want to make it harder, more challenging, and you keep your hips stable, straight facing, forward, straight line across those hip bones, take both legs up. Inhale, exhale. You could pause the video, do 10 like this, tighten core to spine. Or let's just do 5 more now. 4, 3, scoop core tight. 2 more. And last one, excellent. Rest for a moment because both legs are coming up. Think of your internal, external obliques wrapping around sides of waist. Our obliques also help keep our hips aligned so one hip doesn't hike higher. Lift and lengthen, tighten the core. Inhale, exhale. Sometimes that quadratus muscle, lumborum in the back will hike the hip up too. 8, tighten core. 7, exhale, reach and stretch. 6 more, exhale, reach and stretch. 5 more, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Your core is drawing in. 4 more, and 3, 2 more, exhale, and last one. Wonderful. Slowly lower legs. Good job. Now roll onto your spine. If you have a stretchy band, if you have a belt from your pants, that can work. I used to use that before I bought a yoga strap. I have more than one yoga strap here. Just when I had my stuff in storage for 7 years, I just used whatever I had in my duffel bags. Craziness. All right, we're gonna take our foot into the strap. We'll do both feet, so start on whichever one you feel like. Now, without doing this, without rocking, tighten the core to your spine. Keep pelvis stable on mat. Relax arms, relax your shoulders so you're not tensing your neck. Elbows on mat. Now do 8. Just gonna reach that leg down, lift the leg up. So in Pilates, we call it 3-way stretch. In yoga, we're gonna do, I probably can't remember the first word, but the Padagustasana is the second part, A, B, C. Lift and lengthen. Feel that back stays on the mat. Your pelvis is stabilized. Feel hamstrings lengthen. So tight hamstrings can affect your spine. Get your pelvis out of alignment. 2. And last one. Hold here. Get those hamstrings. Maybe your legs over here. Wherever you can keep back on mat. Neutral spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathing in, breathing out. You can even flex point. When you flex, you're going to go all the way up the back. Inhale, exhale, 5. Inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, 3. And 2. Last one, excellent. Keep hips square to sky. Now you're going to stretch inner thigh. We worked the inner thigh earlier. Make sure you're not rotating your spine off the mat. Just stretch to the side, hips to sky. Come back in. Inner thigh. Ooh, that feels good. I ran 50 minutes today. And 4, get that inner thigh, hips to sky. You're not twisting your back. Stabilizing pelvis. 3, 2 more. Good, tighten core, protect back. Last one. Okay, now if you're protecting your back, you could keep this knee bent, foot flat. Keep the back of the sits bone down so you don't twist your spine, and then you could pull this way across and get down the side. Now we can stretch it because you worked it today. But you're not twisting your back off the mat. If it's okay, you could extend this leg. But today I'm having you keep the back of that sits bone down so you don't overdo it. And just feel the stretch down the side of that hip and thigh, all the way down iliotibial band. And then it can go all the way to the tibia, all the way down into the foot. And stretch, create some space between rib and hip. So by keeping that left sits bone on the mat, you're creating length on that left side of the spine as well. So we're not actually doing a spinal twist like we would in yoga. I'm just stopping you before that. Just keeping your spine stable. So I am modifying. If you want to go a little deeper and it doesn't hurt, you can rotate towards the ground and feel that intensification up here all the way down tibia, ankle, foot. Hold for a moment. We never do this with a hip replacement. You never cross over midline because you don't want to pop out that prosthetic hip. Inhale, exhale, breathe in, breathe out one more time, and gently release. Take your other foot up into the air. Now switch sides. Keep hips stable. You're in neutral spine. Spine is long. Relax shoulders out of ears. And then inhale, exhale. Get the back of those hamstrings to stretch out. And then 5, 4, and 3. I've been going, so I'm going to rest tonight. So I'm going to leave you with this. 2, and last one. Feel those hamstrings. I'll complete the sequence. So we got it. What we do on one side, we have to do on the other. Feel back of thigh all the way down. Maybe point and flex. Ooh, intensifying that Achilles tendon, that soleus muscle there up to that gastrocnemius. You have a muscle behind the knee, the popliteus. That feels good to stretch. Bend this way. Get behind the knee maybe a couple times. Inhale, exhale. And then just hold. Back is on the mat. Maybe yours is here. Wherever your flexibility is, where it is. And just honor your body. Wherever it's at, honor it. Inhale, exhale. Spine is long into the mat. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. All right. Hips are to sky. We're going to reach to the side. Feel inner thigh. Come back center. Now imagine those 2 hip bones tightening across like a horizontal belt. That'll help you also keep your pelvis stable. And 5, reach to the side. Come back in. Feel that inner thigh stretch. 4 more. Hips to sky. 3 more. Ooh, I had a good pop. That felt good. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Last one. And just hold here for a moment. Your hips are still to the sky. Remember, I'm keeping you in your stable spine alignment, spinal stability. Feel that inner thigh. Inhale, exhale. So we work the inner thighs. We stretch them. We work the outer thighs, abductors. We work the lateral hip rotators. So we did a couple stretches or figure 4, reclined pigeon, just to get into those muscles after we activated them. Keep the back of the right sits bone touching your mat. Avoid rotating your pelvis. Hip replacement, avoid going across center line of body. You don't want to hurt the hip. So maybe you keep the one leg bent for extra spine support so your back doesn't arch off mat. If you feel supported, you could straighten this leg and just reach across your midline so you get the back of this right sits bone stays on mat. We're not going to rotate or twist our spine. Just want you to get a nice stretch down the outside of that leg. Inhale, exhale. Make space, breathe into those ribs, rib out of hip in the front. Keep that right sits bone down on your mat. Inhale, exhale. 3 more. Inhale, exhale, reach across, that sits bones down. In yoga, we might actually go all the way over like that and twist our spine, but that's not my intention right now. So in case you're wondering, I'm not intending to twist your spine right now. Just reach that leg, hold. If you want to intensify, roll, point the toes, ankle down. Feel a little deeper stretch on the side of that thigh, all the way down the chain into the foot. Inhale, exhale. Back of sits bone on mat. Inhale, exhale. And one more time, deep inhale, deep exhale. Slowly return center. Now you're going to slip your foot out of your strap and then hug both knees in. Center, maybe go like this, little bridge. Take out your pillow before you bridge. Just reset, shoulders, hips, knees, ankles. Everything's aligned. Hug knees to chest. Just let that back sink into the mat. Inhale, exhale. If that's too much, maybe you just do one leg at a time. Feel the front of the hip release. Feel your back against the mat. Take a couple breaths here. Spine is long. Inhale, exhale. Spine is long. Inhale, exhale. And one more time. And release. I think my next video will be a yoga video, but I'm going to rest first before I do it. So it won't be tonight, it'll be in a day or two. Breathing in, breathing out, spine is long. Release that low back. Feel the front of this hip release. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, release. Excellent. So save this video for when you have a long road trip or plane ride and you know that sitting is going to compress your back and make you uncomfortable. Or if you get that leg pain going down the leg. Now, butterfly, recline, butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana. Bottoms of feet come together, collarbones wide, palms to sky, just relax. You could have a pillow under your head if you wanted. Collarbones wide to the sky. This feels so wonderful on the back of the tailbone, the sacrum. They just feel like they're melting into the mat. The back of the pelvis feels like it's like widening into the mat. Those hip points can draw straight across those two hip bones. Feel the back of the pelvis releasing. Feel the crease in the front of the hip and the thighs. Those inner thighs are stretching. Again, if this was ever too much and it made your back arch off the mat, then just do one leg at a time. Keep one leg down or even keep one leg bent like that. If you need extra support for your spine, modify. Keep the knee bent, foot flat. That's one way you can modify. Or you could have this leg straight if a full butterfly was too much on your spine. Inhale, exhale. You could try the modification on this side. Notice how when you lift the leg up, it helps this leg will actually fall deeper down. There's less resistance because one leg is up, so it gives that less of a pull in that inner thigh. So you could try the modification, see how it feels. Feels a little different. You could even try extending that leg, feeling the front of that hip open. Freeze up that low back, back of tailbone and sacrum. And then just have both feet come together, bottoms of feet for a moment. 3 more deep inhales, exhales here. Inhale, exhale, release. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, release. And one more time, you're going to inhale and exhale, release. Excellent. Slowly close your knees like a book and maybe do 5 knee stirs, hip openers. This is a Pilates fundamental we use to get that femur bone deeper into the socket. 4 and 3, keep back on mat, stir the knees into the hip socket. 2 more, and last one, you're going to reverse direction, spine is long, you're in your neutral, you're not arching your back. 5, 4, tighten core to spine, so those femur bones are going deeper into the hip sockets, and pelvis feels safe, low back feels safe. 2 more. And last one, excellent. Come all the way back together, in, relax feet into mat. Constructive rest position to help you release psoas would just be lying here for a few moments, just chilling out with knees bent, feet flat. So if you ever need to decompress, this is a nice way, just lying on the mat, knees bent, feet flat. This feels good, you could pause the video for a couple minutes, hang here for a little bit, and then when you're ready, hit play, and then slowly, again, we're going to watch our blood pressure. We've been lying on our back for a while, so you just slowly turn, and you're going to prepare yourself. Just think of head away from tailbone. Slowly, you're going to press to a seated position. Excellent. So I hope this helped. Shake out those knees. So if you were feeling any sciatic pain or tightening of the low back, this should definitely help you release the tension. So we worked inner outer thighs, hip abductors, adductors, lateral rotators, and side hip and glute. So wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate you so much for watching. Inhale, just feeling grateful to have a moment just to stretch and help our bodies heal. Thank you so much. Please hit like, share, subscribe. Help me out if you like my content. Appreciate you. See you again soon. Next video, I want to really do yoga. I can't wait. So see you soon. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Hope this helped. Bye. Take care. Bye.